Hi, I am Daniela, and today I will be speaking on happiness. I've learned many things through my mentor, Dr Acharya Shree Yogeesh. I've realized many things, and I would like to share what I've realized. And one of my friends will be asking me if I can explain to him about happiness.
Daniela, what is your opinion about the true happiness?
True happiness. Many years ago, almost 23 years ago, when I first met my mentor, when I met him, I felt like I understood what he was talking about. I didn't know anything about Indian ideas or spirituality or philosophy. I just came across him, and when I met him, I just felt like I understood. At the same time, I knew that I did not know what he said, but intellectually I understood. And one of the things I understood is there is such things as true happiness. Through listening to his lectures, I came to see that the happiness that we seek is always relating to something, some things that we achieve, or some things that people give us. If we fall in love, the love that we get from our lovers. If we go to school and we get the highest degree, we achieve something extraordinary and we are happy, but it seems like it never ends there. Once we got it, we again fall back into unhappiness. So I start recognizing this, and I realized, and during that time I was going through lots of difficulties, and there was nothing that could make me happy. If it did, it made me happy instantaneously, but it didn't stay with me. So I realized that happiness wasn't lasting. And the truth was, I was very unhappy. And so I began to look at my own unhappiness and not be afraid of my own unhappiness. I knew that I had to pass through it in order to realize the real happiness. So I chose my own unhappiness as a way to realize the real happiness. I had moments where I will get out from that state and enjoy certain things and felt very good, but they disappeared very quickly. They didn't last. And I felt like, why? I was asking myself, why? Why it doesn't last? Why it's like this? So, and I see it with many people. They are always after something. And that happiness doesn't last. This kind of happiness carries within itself unhappiness, and unhappiness also carries within itself happiness. There is a happiness that is beyond happiness and unhappiness. It's when you become the witness of both. It's when you can flow with both and not be affected by either one. So I worked on it. I knew that this is what I had to do, but it was extremely difficult, because when you are at the beginning, where you're fully with your unhappiness and you know the real happiness is beyond that, I had to go through it and experience it all. But the moment came, the time came, when I was able to jump out of it, both happiness and unhappiness. But I used both of them as my thermostat or my thermometer to tell me if my temperature was right. And that's what I did. And eventually I was able to go beyond both and find that space within me of happiness that had nothing to do with what I have or don't have, what I was being given or not given. But also those things helped me to recognize what I needed to learn. So everything became a learning process. And if you stay with that, and if you realize it's nothing wrong with being unhappy, or it's nothing wrong if from happiness I become unhappy, or from unhappiness I become happy, don't get stuck on either one. And then you will be able to rise above or jump out of it and become the witness, the one that sees both sides, the one that sees the both aspects and the polarity between the two. You belong between this. You're not in it, but you are outside, and you are the one who observes. You're the one who takes charge. You're the one that can get yourself out of any situation. If you're very happy, you can bring yourself to a balanced state. If you're very unhappy, you can bring yourself to a balanced state. When that happens, then you are working towards higher state of being and higher state of consciousness. I hope this helped you. Did this help you?
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your experience, Daniela.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.